guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's the day of the Queen's funeral. I've got up. I'm not feeling great. I wouldn't expect to feel great. It's the monarch's funeral. So Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 7:57 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Monday the 19th of September.
So it's Monday the 19th of September. The Queen's funeral is due to start at 11 o'clock in the morning. I am here in Rochester, which is in Kent in the United Kingdom. My son is away in another country. I am staying in my flat by myself to watch the Queen's funeral at 11 o'clock, and I expect many other people are. I know some cinemas are putting the Queen's funeral on the screen. It's going to be televised obviously everywhere in London on screens and everywhere. It's a very distressing time for not only the Queen's family, it's a distressing time for people as well. Every so often the Samaritans keeps coming up over my phone, and adverts for the Samaritans and Macmillan Cancer, and then no thank you. I'm still getting like adverts when I try to do a video or something. Adverts come up, Macmillan Cancer, Samaritans, then no thanks underneath, and I'm feeling pretty distressed as it is, and upset. And things like cancer and Samaritans upset you as well, don't they? The adverts they put up on the screen when you're trying to do your video, or mine anyway. I don't know why I'm getting adverts, because this is the camera that I'm recording on. So I don't know why I'm getting adverts up when I'm trying to record a video, which is not directly on YouTube yet. Don't understand that. So my mum rang me last night. I've got no calling credit to ring my mum back, so I have not listened to her messages since yesterday morning. I haven't spoken to her since I think yesterday morning. My mum has got Sue, her neighbour next door, to pop in on her. I am completely by myself, which I don't mind, because I usually am anyway. Up until recently, I spent birthdays on my own, Christmas on my own, New Year on my own, so I'm really used to being by myself now, which has made me strong and resilient. There's a lot of people out there by themselves. Once you reach a certain age, some people become invisible and not noticed. And this is the Queen's day, okay? The Queen's being laid to rest with her husband Philip. This is an event no one's seen in their lifetimes. A monarch dying, being laid to rest. It's upsetting. Funerals are very distressing. I never took my children to a funeral. My husband said to me, keep the kids at home. It's not a place for children. So when my mother-in-law died and my father-in-law died, I did not attend the funerals because I had toddlers, and it's not a place for children. That's what my husband said. So I didn't attend my mother-in-law Sylvia's funeral or my father-in-law Andre's funeral, because I was looking after small children. I was told funerals are not a place for small children, babies and toddlers. So the only funeral I went to was my dad's, my father Derek Trower's funeral on the 25th of August 2021. And he only had 3 people in the seating area, and it was a 45-minute service with Elvis Presley songs being played, and I cried my eyes out because funerals they bring out all the emotions, whether you dislike the person or not. A funeral brings out all emotions right up to the forefront, and it was distressing for me. That funeral was very, very upsetting. And after the funeral, I was with my mum. I sat with my mum for a bit, and Charlotte had comforted me as well. So I'm going to watch this at 11 by myself, and we'll go from there. So Alexa, can you put LBC radio on?
I missed something. Can you say it again?
Alexa, can you put LBC radio on?
LBC London from Global Player.
So affected. Across the world, it's estimated 4.1 billion people will watch the state funeral. Around half the global population will have full coverage with a special programme on LBC from 10 o'clock this morning. And the weather, many areas dry and cloudy, sunnier at times across parts of the southwest and northern Scotland. Light rain for parts of the northwest, a high of 19 degrees. From Global's newsroom for LBC, I'm Simon Conway.
It's 3 minutes after 8 on Monday, the 19th of September. Now, it is expected London will be playing host to more than 1 million visitors through the course of the next 24 hours. Many, of course, making their way just to pay their respects. Some, though, as former heads of government or indeed members of international royal families. And LBC's political editor Theo Osgood has been looking back at the Queen's unique relationship with other world leaders.
How am I going? So nice to see you.
Do you want to just have one photograph? Usual thing.
Queen Elizabeth II was perhaps this country's greatest ever diplomat. Whether you be a president, a king, a queen, or a man who had walked free after 27 years in prison to lead your country, just as Nelson Mandela had done, nothing topped an audience with Her Majesty at Buckingham Palace. Just ask Donald Trump.
Sovereignty, self-determination, the rule of law, and reverence for the rights given to us by Almighty God. From the Second World War to today, Her Majesty has stood as a constant symbol of these priceless traditions.
But the Queen's hospitality didn't just stop with tea at the palace. Barack and Michelle Obama got a chauffeur-driven tour of Windsor, with Prince Philip at the wheel.
I have to say, I have never been driven by a Duke of Edinburgh before. And I can report that it was very smooth riding.
That was 2016 on the eve of the Queen's 90th birthday. But these visits, indeed the Queen's diplomatic role, was often about soft power. Back in 1961, there were fears that Ghana could break with the Commonwealth and fall under the power of Moscow at the height of the Cold War. That was until the Queen intervened during a visit to Accra and did something that was unthinkable for the time, as told in the Netflix drama, The Crown.
They're dancing. Our Queen is dancing, sir. With an African. What?
Now, the Queen's visit to Ghana was not the only time she managed to soothe a relationship that was in difficulty. The troubles in Northern Ireland caused years of hurt, especially for the Queen, who'd lost her beloved cousin, Lord Mountbatten, to an IRA bomb. But in a visit to Ireland, she sought to bridge relations with an extraordinary speech at Dublin Castle.
Argus Acoisa.
Years later, she even managed to crack a joke, which Sinn Féin leader Martin McGuinness smiled at.
Deputy First Minister, Your Majesty.
Oh, good evening.
Hello. Are you well?
Thank you very much. I'm still alive.
Nice to see you again.
You're quite busy.
Humour and wit were, of course, never far away. You only have to ask Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau.
It is my honour to offer toast to Your Majesty, Head of the Commonwealth and Queen of Canada. In so doing, I am deeply mindful of Your Majesty's long and tireless service to to the Commonwealth and to its citizens.
Thank you, Mr. Prime Minister of Canada, for making me feel so old.
Alexa, stop. Alexa, stop. So the Queen had a sense of humour. She did have a sense of humour. Right, I'm going to make myself a cup of coffee. I'm going to take Max out for a walk, and then I'm going to come back and get ready to watch the funeral and pay my last respects to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Most people are up in London. I have not been able to through financial and health reasons. I would have gone up there had I had someone with me to feel safe, but instead I'm here in my flat. We're all struggling still with heating and electric and the cost of living, and you know, you have to draw the line. Do you spend money up in London and then come back and have no money for the heating and no money for the food? So you have to be sensible here as well and look after yourself. So guys, have a lovely Monday as much as you can, and life goes on as it will do. Some people are working over the bank holiday. Some people do not believe in the monarchy, so life does go on. But it is still a sad, upsetting time. She reigned for 70 years and she will be missed greatly. See you later.